In the quaint little town of Sunnyside, lived two adventurous siblings named Emma and Jack. Emma was 9, with a fiery spirit and a curiosity that knew no bounds. Jack, her younger brother, was 7, with an imagination that could turn the ordinary into the extraordinary. They loved exploring their neighborhood, climbing trees, and creating magical stories together. Chapter 1. At one rainy afternoon, while the siblings were cooped up indoors, a brilliant flash of lightning lit up the sky, followed by a rumble of thunder. Emma and Jack pressed their noses against the window, watching the storm in awe. "Do you think there's a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow?" Jack asked, his eyes wide with wonder. Emma smiled. "Maybe. Or maybe something even more amazing." As if on cue, the rain began to let up, and a vibrant rainbow appeared in the sky, arching across the horizon. The siblings' eyes widened in amazement as the colors shimmered and danced. "Let's follow it," Emma exclaimed, grabbing Jack's hand. "It might lead us to an adventure." With their raincoats on and umbrellas in hand, the siblings dashed outside, following the rainbow's trail. They ran through the fields and past the old oak tree, their laughter mingling with the patter of raindrops. Chapter 2. At the rainbow seemed to stretch on forever, leading Emma and Jack to the edge of the town and into a dense, mystical forest. The trees towered above them, their leaves glistening with droplets of rain. Despite the eerie surroundings, the siblings felt a strange sense of excitement. "Look!" Jack pointed ahead. "There's a path." Indeed, a narrow, winding path appeared before them, glowing faintly with the colors of the rainbow. It seemed to beckon them forward. "Do you think we should follow it?" Jack asked, a hint of uncertainty in his voice. Emma squeezed his hand reassuringly. "Of course. Remember, every adventure starts with a step into the unknown." With that, they stepped onto the path. The forest around them seemed to come alive with a magical energy. The further they walked, the more vibrant the colors became, until the path itself seemed to be made of pure rainbow light. Chapter 3. And as they walked deeper into the forest, they noticed the sound of running water growing louder. The path led them to a sparkling river, its waters shimmering with all the colors of the rainbow. A magnificent bridge spanned the river, made entirely of candy. The bridge was a wondrous sight, with candy canes for railings, gumdrops for pillars, and a pathway paved with jelly beans. Emma and Jack gasped in delight. "This is amazing!" Emma exclaimed. Without hesitation, they stepped onto the bridge. It felt soft and chewy under their feet, and the sweet scent of candy filled the air. As they crossed, the bridge began to hum with a gentle melody, making their journey even more magical. On the other side of the river, they found themselves in a land unlike any they had ever seen. The sky was a brilliant blue, and the ground was covered in a carpet of soft, sugary grass. Candy trees with licorice trunks and cotton candy leaves swayed gently in the breeze. Gingerbread houses dotted the landscape, and chocolate rivers meandered through the fields. A group of friendly inhabitants greeted them at the entrance to Candyland. They were small, colorful creatures with sweet, smiling faces. Each one seemed to be made of different types of candy. One had a gummy bear body, another had marshmallow limbs, and yet another had a peppermint head. "Welcome to Candyland," they chimed in unison. "We are the Candy People, and we are delighted to have visitors." Emma and Jack introduced themselves and explained how they had followed the rainbow to this magical place. "We are so happy you found the Rainbow Bridge," said Gumdrop, the leader of the Candy People. "It only appears to those with the purest hearts and the greatest sense of adventure." Emma and Jack beamed with pride. The Candy People invited Emma and Jack to explore their kingdom. They visited a chocolate waterfall, where they could dip strawberries into the flowing chocolate. They played on a peppermint slide and bounced on marshmallow trampolines. The siblings even tried their hand at candy crafting, molding their favorite sweets into fun shapes. As they explored, they learned about the history of Candyland. Long ago, it was a place of joy and harmony, where the Candy People lived in peace. However, a shadow had fallen over the land. The Rainbow Bridge, The magical link between Candyland and the outside world had started to fade. Without it, the magic of Candyland would eventually disappear. "We need to restore the magic of the Rainbow Bridge," Gumdrop explained. "But we don't know how." Emma and Jack exchanged determined looks. "We'll help you," Emma declared. "We'll find a way to save Candyland." Gumdrop and the other candy people guided Emma and Jack to the Great Candy Castle, where they met Queen Caramel, the wise and kind ruler of Candyland. Queen Caramel explained that the key to restoring the Rainbow Bridge's magic lay in finding 3 enchanted ingredients: the golden sugar crystal, the stardust sprinkles, and the rainbow essence. "These ingredients are hidden in different parts of Candyland," Queen Caramel said. "And only those with true bravery and a pure heart can find them." Emma and Jack eagerly accepted the challenge. Armed with a map and a bag of candy provisions, they set off on their quest. Their first destination was the Sugar Crystal Cavern, a glittering cave deep within the Candy Mountains. The journey was arduous, with steep climbs and narrow passages, but Emma and Jack's determination never wavered. At the entrance to the cavern, they were greeted by a friendly rock candy golem named Rocky. "Only those who can solve my riddle may enter," Rocky said with a twinkle in his crystalline eyes. Emma and Jack listened carefully as Rocky recited the riddle. "I shimmer and shine, a treasure so sweet, hidden in darkness where light and shadows meet. Find me, and the path will be clear, but beware the traps that draw near." After a moment of thought, Emma smiled. "The golden sugar crystal," she exclaimed. Rocky nodded approvingly and stepped aside, allowing them to enter the cavern. Inside, the walls sparkled with countless sugar crystals, but only one was the true golden sugar crystal. They navigated through the maze-like tunnels, avoiding traps and solving puzzles along the way. Finally, they reached the heart of the cavern, where the golden sugar crystal sat on a pedestal, glowing with a radiant light. Carefully, Emma and Jack retrieved it and placed it in their bag. Chapter: The Stardust Sprinkles. Next, the siblings journeyed to the cotton candy clouds, a floating island high in the sky. The only way to reach it was by riding on the backs of giant gummy butterflies, which the candy people had kindly provided. As they soared through the sky, Emma and Jack marveled at the breathtaking view below. When they landed on the fluffy pink island, they were greeted by a group of sparkling fairies made of spun sugar. "The stardust sprinkles are hidden in the starry fountain," the leader of the fairies, Twinkle, explained. "But beware, for it is guarded by the mischievous candy goblins." Emma and Jack followed Twinkle to the starry fountain, a beautiful structure made of glittering candy stars. Sure enough, a group of candy goblins was causing mischief, blocking the way to the fountain. With quick thinking and teamwork, Emma and Jack managed to outsmart the goblins and reach the fountain. They collected the stardust sprinkles in a small jar, grateful for Twinkle's guidance. Chapter: A Joyful Celebration. The candy people erupted in cheers and applause. Candyland was saved, and the Rainbow Bridge was more magnificent than ever. Emma and Jack were hailed as heroes, and a grand celebration was held in their honor. There were feasts of delicious candy treats, games, and music that filled the air with joy. The siblings danced and laughed with their new friends, their hearts full of happiness. Chapter: The Journey Home. As the celebration came to an end, Queen Caramel approached Emma and Jack. "It is time for you to return home," she said gently. "But know that you will always be welcome in Candyland." The siblings nodded, grateful for the incredible adventure they had experienced. The candy people escorted them back to the Rainbow Bridge, which now gleamed with an even more magical light. As they stepped onto the bridge, they felt a warm, comforting sensation envelop them. In an instant, they found themselves back in Sunnyside, standing in the same spot where their adventure had begun.